I recently uploaded a video talking about the best legit way to grind gold within Red Dead Online for this upcoming summer update. Rockstar said the content that will be arriving will be devoid of upfront expenditures, but we all know because it is Rockstar, there will be a way for them to monetize it. So I recommended that you would have 100 gold. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend that you watch it. There will be a link in the description down below, as well as there'll be a card on screen right now which you can click and it'll take you directly to that video. If you don't have gold now, you will not be able to access the new content that will be arriving. But in today's video, we will be looking at grinding cash. Before I do get into the video, if you're enjoying the content here, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. If you do want to see a bit more content from me, there'll also be a link in the description down below which will take you to the second YouTube channel. That is where I stream loads of different games, which would also include streaming Red Dead when this new update does arrive. If you do want to see that, there'll be a link in the description down below. Getting back into the video, cash is never actually used to buy into the content itself. It's always gold to buy into new roles or role expansions, but cash is always required to buy essentials after the initial purchase. What I mean by this is that in previous updates, we've had to use gold to buy into the likes of the Collector, Trader, Bounty Hunter, Moonshine, and Naturalist, but we've had to use cash to buy into the likes of the Metal Detector, Large Delivery Wagons, Bounty Hunter Wagons, Moonshine Stills, and different pamphlets. If you don't have the cash to buy into these essential items, you are limited in what you can do within the new content that has been delivered. Normally, I recommend having around $10,000 for an upcoming update. This is more than enough for you to buy into the essential items or whatever is included this time around, whilst also taking into consideration that updates get more and more expensive each time, and it also still gives enough left over for you to buy into cosmetic items, such as weapon variants, items of clothing, or anything else there is to offer. If you have more than $10,000, you're in a good position. You can carry on watching this video to earn a bit more, or you can actually click off. If you have less than 10k, do not worry, because it does not take long for you to get cash within Red Dead. Now, I know a lot of you can't put as much time into this game as what I've done, so for this video I've actually broken it down into what you can do for different types of playstyles, what roles you've unlocked, and how much time you can actually dedicate to the grind. So even if you do only have 1 hour every single week, you should still be on your way to earning a decent amount of money. So the bare minimum of what you can do while still earning a decent amount of cash is actually go to the Collector and look for the family heirlooms, the tarot cards pentacles, and the tarot card swords. These are the best guaranteed sets that you can look for, as in they give you the most money and you know the exact locations of every single collectible item. You could use the Jean Roque collector map, which shows every single collectible item for that day. Just use this, collect every single one, and you will be on your way to be making $866. And the good thing about this, as it is only 3 collector sets, is that it can be done very quickly. For the recording of this video where I got all of this footage, it only took me 53 minutes from the moment I picked up my first collectible all the way to the moment of where I received my last one. This means if you was aiming to get $10,000 and you wanted to put the bare minimum in, all it would take is 1 hour a day for 12 days. And there you go, you will have over $10,000. Getting collectibles is also very good for XP, as you'll get anywhere between 100 to 300 XP per collectible that you pick up, plus 1500 XP for selling the set itself. If you have a bit more time in your hands and you've also unlocked the Moonshiner, you can also increase this. So before you actually go on this collector run where you get the family heirlooms, tarot card pentacles, and tarot card swords, you can actually go over to your Moonshine Shack and set up this. This means going over to buy strong Moonshine mash, which costs $50, and then selecting a Moonshine flavoring. Whenever I do this, I always add the flavoring of berry cobbler moonshine or appleberry crumb moonshine, but this is entirely up to you. It took me 1 to 2 minutes for me to fast travel, walk over to my shack, go inside, walk downstairs, buy strong moonshine, add flavoring, and walk out again. It will take Marcel 48 minutes for him to make 20 bottles of moonshine, but remember, it did take 53 minutes to find all the family heirlooms, tarot card pentacles, and tarot card sword collectibles. So by the time that you finished all of this collecting, it actually works out perfectly for you to go back to the moonshine shack to sell your moonshine. To do all of this should take you about 1 hour in total, but you will be making $866 from the previous collecting, and also you'll get $226.87 from the moonshine. But do bear in mind that you did pay $50 at the beginning to buy strong moonshine mash, but that is still a $1,042.87 profit in just 1 hour. If you do this for 10 days, then you have achieved your $10,000 goal. You can also make this slightly cheaper, but this will add a bit more time to it by doing bootlegger missions. This can take anywhere between $10 to $30 off depending on the mission and how you do it. For those of you that have been watching this channel for quite some time, you'll realize that we have already spoken about this specific method before. This is the $1,000 within 1 hour method, but if you do have a bit more time, this is where we take it to the next level, because now we are going to be looking to set up the trader. The trader takes a lot more time to be 100% full. It can take anywhere between 3 to 4 hours depending if you do the resupply mission yourself or you buy supplies. Plus you also need to bear in mind that you need materials every 50 minutes, as it takes 2 minutes to create 1 good, and you can only create 25 goods until the business needs attention. So here's how everything will fit together. Normally what I do is take time to go into the naturalist. This is where I would go over to Harriet, talk to her, and get a legendary animal mission. Going through this legendary animal mission, at the end of it, I will kill and skin that legendary animal, come out of that mission back into free roam, and chuck whatever pelt I have in the back of my hunting wagon. This can take anywhere between 3 minutes to 18 minutes per mission, depending on what you get. Because the banded gator is always the shortest mission, it can be done very quickly, whereas other missions, for example the cross fox variation 1, this is the one that includes cinematics, it can take around 18 minutes because you have to run around getting clues in roads, eventually goes through La Grasse, and then you end up in Saint Denis. It's a very long mission, but either way, at the end of completing one of these legendary animal missions, you can take that legendary animal pelt all the way over to Cribs and donate it to him. That will give you anywhere between 48 all the way up to high 50s in materials. What I actually tend to do is spend some time going through 5 or 6 different missions on a weekend. That way I could use all of those animal pelts throughout the week just to go and get trader materials. Next is about actually resupplying the trader, and most of the time I do resupply missions. It is the quickest way to do it, and as soon as you finish that, the trader is all set up. You now have 50 minutes until you actually need to pay attention to this again. And you'll notice that 50 minutes works out very well because that gives you more than enough time for you to head over to your moonshine shack, resupply this, exactly what we spoke about earlier, and as soon as the moonshine's done, that's when you'll go through all of the different collectibles again. Family heirlooms, tarot card pentacles, tarot card swords. As soon as that's finished, which will take around 50 minutes, you go and sell everything that you've done at the moonshine shack whilst also resupplying it, and then you'll also resupply the trader again. Unfortunately, you can't do a trade delivery straight away because you'll probably only have 25 goods. You actually need to do this another 3 times until you can actually do a trader delivery. This is when you'll have to start looking at other collectibles because you will not be able to get the family heirlooms, the tarot card pentacles, and the tarot card swords done multiple times within 1 day. You're only allowed to do this once. So this is where you'll go into your second hour where you'll look for tarot cards cups, tarot cards wands, and bird eggs. Once that's done, you'll move on to your third hour where you have antique alcohol bottles, American wildflowers, and coins. And finally, on your fourth hour, you'll have to look at rings, earrings, and necklaces. Once you've done that, you've sold your moonshine multiple times, you've managed to get loads of different collectibles, including all the different guaranteed sets that are available on the day, whilst also looking at some of the random sets. Plus, you'll also be able to sell your trader where you can get $500 all the way up to $625, depending if you do a long distance delivery or a short distance delivery. This is one that takes a lot of time, but you will be able to get a very good amount of money at the end of it. At this stage as well, you might as well just take another 2 hours to carry on doing this, because you do not have too many collectibles for you to finish absolutely everything. If you was to carry on with your 5th hour, you can collect the megafauna fossils, the arrowheads, and the oceanic fossils. If you was to go for your 6th hour, you can then get your bracelets and your coastal fossils. That would then be every single collectible set that you've managed to pick up in a day. This does take 5 to 6 hours to get all collectibles, but as long as you keep on going through the same routine, where you set up the trader, get the materials, and a resupply mission, you'll then go over to your moonshine shack to buy moonshine mash and add flavoring. You'll then spend the next 50 minutes to an hour getting 3 different collector sets. At the end of getting those collector sets, you can sell those collector sets on, then also sell your moonshine mash whilst also resupplying it once you go back, and also resupplying a trader with every 4 hours being able to do a trader sell. From collecting, you'll be able to get $1,843 from the guaranteed sets. Plus you'll also have all the different random collectibles, but with this I can't actually give you an exact number of how much money you're going to be making here because it all comes down to chance of whether or not you've managed to finish anything. Chances are you're not going to finish it on your first day, but after a couple days of getting random collectibles, you will finish with some of these sets and you can sell some of these sets on. With Moonshiner, you'll make $884.35. This is also taken into consideration that you will need to spend $50 every single time that you go and buy moonshine mash, and you'll also get $625 from your trader. Plus if you're going to be doing this for 5 to 6 hours, you'll also have started your next lot of goods for your second delivery. So in total you're making at least $3,352.35, plus you'll have all the other variables in play, all the different random collectible sets that you're starting to build up, and you've also started to work through your second delivery for the trader. Now this is for those that do have a long time. 5 to 6 hours is a lot of time for you to have, and the chances are if you do have 5 to 6 hours to play this game, you've probably already got $10,000 or much more. But it does just go to show how you can start to layer all of this up and you can continuously make money on your account, and that you could achieve that 10,000 goal without actually doing anything too crazy. You don't have to spend months and months playing. For most of you guys that are watching this video, I recommend the first 2 suggestions. It only takes an hour a day and you can make a very good amount of money, and considering the Red Dead update hasn't been announced at the time of recording this video, you've actually got more than enough time for you to do this. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going, so see ya.